Welcome to Thomas Brown Coaching. Today's video is about self-doubt and the ways that we can kind of approach it to overcome it. I suppose it's one of those things that really affects a lot of us, is doubting ourselves and doubting the abilities that we might have and where we're going, and I suppose how we approach, let's say, new things that we're doing. We might not be experts at the beginning of something new, or we might be. Sometimes it's interesting to see who goes for it and who kind of holds back, waiting for the right time or the right moment, or for everything to be kind of in line with, I'm supposed to be perfect before they kind of enter into it. Sometimes it is very interesting, because a lot of the time you see people that might not kind of be fully up on something. They might not be an expert, but they'll jump into it with 2 feet and they'll do quite well because they have confidence in themselves. I see it a lot where people will have a lot of confidence, and that's what drives them forward. They can get a lot of things done with it, and they might not necessarily have the skills around the thing that they're aiming for, but they know how to use that confidence or the strengths that they have to their advantage. And that's what drives them forward. It is a very interesting thing, because it's, I suppose, the people that might have a lot of skill in a certain area, but they might not be, I suppose, well up on other areas, but kind of put a lot on themselves to do it all themselves. I suppose we're not all experts in all areas. That's something to kind of come to terms with. If there's something that we can't do or we're not too sure about, it's okay to look for help in that area, and to kind of reach out and to get someone else to do it if it's something that kind of holds us back. In terms of, let's say, doubting ourselves, it comes down to, I suppose, confidence. A lot of things require a level of trial and error anyway. You're not gonna, or it depends who you are, but it's very hard to solve everything before we actually jump in and try it. We learn from our mistakes as we go along, and it's quite natural to doubt ourselves if we can actually go forward with it. And it's one of these things that, it comes up a lot, even as we go along, especially if you're doing something that puts yourself out there. I suppose, what is self-doubt? How does it come about? Do the thoughts of self-doubt come into your mind when you think of judgment? What other people might think, would that be accurate? Like for many, that's kind of, a lot of it stems from the doubt that they would have in themselves when other people are seeing what they're doing. And it comes a lot from what they think people would think. And people will think anyway, People have a right to their thoughts, but they might not have all the information there that would validate their thoughts or opinions. And that's the thing. Should we let people that don't have all the information kind of judge? Should we let their judgments keep us back or hold us back from doing what we want to do, or to become our true selves while doing it? We're always going to have critics, but again, those critics might not have the full information, but also you're going to have supportive people out there. And we forget that there are positives coming from the things that you might want to do or you might want to try out. And it's better to try these things rather than, regretting it in the future. You get one life, try it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't, and to have no regrets at the end of it. But yeah, like self-doubt comes in very frequently. It's something I hear about a lot. Doubting abilities, doubting just, your own self when it comes to doing something new or trying something. And we can be very hard on ourselves with it, and it can really kind of bring us down if we let it, And it's compounded by fear. Fear of the unknown, really, because we don't know which way it could go. If we push ourselves hard enough, we might not be experts in certain areas, but if we use our strengths to the best of our ability, then, what is there to regret, Yeah, like you see people that mightn't have their strengths in the areas that they're going forward in, but they use what they have. They use what they have, They get the best out of what they have. Different people have different skills, different talents. And, it's the ones that they know they have that they use. That's where you get the successful people. And they use it in the way that they know how. They use it for, their own benefit and they maximize it, through maximizing what you do have. And you do definitely have certain skills that nobody else might have. Especially maybe in the way that you want to use it. So definitely be mindful of that. And when self-doubt comes in, think about what you've already achieved, what you've done and surprised yourself with, It's important to, I suppose, not look at as well like what other people have or where they are. Like when you're starting out, those people had to start out as well, especially the ones that are already established. It's very unfair to compare yourself to that, to where they are now. I'm sure they went through a period of self-doubt as well and not knowing where it was going to go, but having that drive to keep going for something that you want for yourself, the kind of life that you're looking for, is something money can't buy. And when you are in doubt, again, think back about what you have achieved, where you did surprise yourself. And all you're doing is challenging yourself. Don't compete with anyone else. Keep pushing yourself to become the best version of yourself. And push yourself every day. If that's something that you really, really want, push yourself, drive yourself to it. The only person that can do it is you. Nobody else can do it. And on that note, that's me for tonight. It's quite late here, so I'm keeping them, relatively short, not too long. So please like, share, and subscribe. If you want to leave a comment, please feel free. I'll have a look. If it's something that you want me to talk about next, I can. You can find me on my website, which is thomasbrowncoaching.com. And until the next video, I hope you have a very nice day and week ahead. Okay? Take care. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.